Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which comes out officially in its wide release tomorrow night here in the United States. And this is a film that's been widely anticipated by a lot of people, as is all superhero movies. It seems like, especially this time of year, people really just getting the fever of it, and there's a lot of them coming up, a lot of big movies coming out here really soon. And Spider-Man hits this weekend. And, in this movie, you got basically the whole cast is returning. You have Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. He's coming back. Emma Stone as Gwen. Dane DeHaan is Harry Osborn. You've got Sally Field as Aunt May. And then also this time around, you have Jamie Foxx as Max Dillon / Electro, which is your... I guess you could say your official bad guy in this film. The first film I didn't really care for it, guys, to be completely honest with you. It was just, it didn't flow well. It took itself way too serious. And, I know, people that follow comics say it was a lot closer to the comics. It was, way better in that regard than Raimi's movies, they say. And maybe that's the case. I don't know, because I don't read Spider-Man comics, I'm not going to lie. But to me, the Raimi films were just a lot better. I just enjoyed them a lot better. It had a way better replay value. And, the first film was just boring to me. It was dull to me. So, I wasn't too thrilled about wanting to see this. But after seeing the trailer, I was like, man, that looks pretty damn good. So, give you a brief synopsis of this film. It starts off Spider-Man just being Spider-Man. He's going around doing things. There's a cool scene where he's in a grocery store or in a convenience store, and somebody goes to rob it, and he throws the web on the guy, wraps him up, and the convenience store clerk looks over and sees it's Spider-Man, but he's all in civilian clothes, but just has a Spider-Man mask on. That was a cool little neat scene, I thought. But yeah, right around this time, I can't remember his name, but Harry Warden's dad is bad off. He's dying, and he's not doing well at all. And of course, I don't know how much of a spoiler this is, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. He ends up passing on and hands the company down to Harry, and leaves his work for Harry. To have something wrong with him, and Harry has inherited this problem. This disease that's with him, and so he gives him his life work and tells him, seek out the answers, try to find, what it is, what the solution to it. And also, while this is going on, you have Max, which he works for Oscorp, I believe, yeah, and Spider-Man, it ends up being something that happens and Spider-Man saves him. Well, he takes an affinity to Spider-Man, just loves him, and he worships him. Like, it really reminded me of like Jim Carrey's character, how he was before he became the Riddler in Batman Forever. Really, like, he's just obsesses with him, and loves him and all this stuff. Right around the time Harry's taken over Oscorp, there's this accident that happens with Max, and he ends up becoming Electro. Really awesome scene, I thought, with the accident and how he becomes Electro. I really like that scene a lot. And then right after this happens, he stumbles into downtown New York in Times Square, and this is a really awesome scene. I won't go too far into detail here, but it's a really awesome scene that really introduces the character, I thought, really well. And there's also a very cool part in this with Spider-Man's webs and completely frozen scenes, like where the picture just pauses and the camera moves all around and it's showing you all this different stuff that happened. Really cool. I love how they did that. And all the effects and everything in this scene is just absolutely awesome, I thought. But yeah, overall, guys, there's more action, there's more comedy in this. And yes, it is a more serious tone Spider-Man, like the first one is, as opposed to Raimi's movies, but it just flows better, man. It just works a lot better. And one thing I think a lot of people was wondering about this is if it was just going to be overload. I haven't read any reviews on this at all. The only thing I have seen is I saw a headline that said that this movie was Spider-Man equivalent of Batman and Robin, which that's an honest insult. If you look at that movie, honestly, I mean, I know that movie even has its fans, believe it or not. But I mean, it's an insult at Spider-Man. It's saying it's too much, it's too over the top, it's too crazy. The only little thing I saw something about it was like dialogue and all this and that, but I didn't really look into it much. But honestly, guys, I totally disagree with that. I think that this film was a vast improvement over the first film, and yeah, it's more colorful, it's more fun, there's more comedic moments. I mean, maybe that's what the reviewer was talking about. I'm not exactly sure, but it didn't feel overloaded to me. Even though you have 3 villains in this film, it didn't have the Spider-Man 3 effect, like where it's just like overkill, all over the place, constant shit. I didn't feel so at all. I felt that everything flowed well, and for having 3 characters, I think they fleshed out the story very well, because it's not like all of them all crashing in all at once and all this just once the action starts, it just never stops, it never lets up. It wasn't like that. You've got a big section with Electro, you have Green Goblin, and then of course at the end, I won't spoil it for those of you that don't know it, because I didn't know it, because I didn't know much about the film beforehand besides the trailer. But it's not like they're all in there together, so it worked for me a lot. And Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I mean, I thought he did a lot better this time around too. Like, I didn't think he was bad the first one, but he just feels more settled into the role this time around. It really worked, and I think that it flowed way better this time around. All the way around, just everything with the story. And of course, they leave it open for a sequel. That's one thing I can see some people maybe complaining about. The movie doesn't have an ending. It doesn't have an ending. It's just very abrupt. Bam, it cuts off. It's over. I didn't have a problem with it. I like how it's set up for the next one. I think it's kind of cool that they already showed the villain for the next one, whether they change that up or not, and who plays the villain. Again, I'm not going to spoil it in case you don't know who it is, but it was a total surprise to me, the villain and the person that's playing the villain, and how they did all that. But it's definitely set up for a sequel. And I know the third and fourth movie already have a release date set, 2016, 2018, so yeah, they're definitely planning way ahead with this. So, and that's usually a good thing, when they plan far ahead and don't just fly by the seat of their pants. But guys, I'm going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. I really like this film a lot. Not my favorite superhero movie by any means, but still, it's a big jump up from the first film, in my opinion. And I say definitely go check this out. The effects in it are simply amazing. They're awesome. All the acting I thought was really good, especially, for like this type of movie. And it's just a good, fun comic book movie that people are going to get out and enjoy, I think. I expect this to probably get good word of mouth and be a big success. So that's it for now, guys. I appreciate you all watching. Have a good one, guys. Later.